We're live.
Hey, what's up? Black Friday in the house?
A special edition.
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really.
All
This
right.
is the regular date and time.
Just throw all sorts of cold water on me.
I'm just saying, it's just the same time, man.
I thought it was special, but
Okay, well,
so much for
short
that.
bus. Short bus.
Oh, that's just. Anyway, who are you?
The bold one. The cold one. John Colder Ice Lawson. What's up, people?
He's also the one that takes all the fun and joy out of life itself.
What?
But
Damn.
I'm Brent Leary.
My Lord.
I'm here for the fun. There it is.
Damn. That's
Oh,
cold.
look,
That's cold.
Thomas. Yes, we're back. Finally, we're back. Good to see
Hey,
you.
Thomas. Yeah,
It's about time for me to shave, by the way.
big time, dude. You look like a chia pet.
That's just not right, man. It's really.
Hey, I'm bringing the fun back, right?
You're bringing something back. By the way,
What?
I was on Facebook earlier today,
Really?
and there was a posting from the Prince Facebook page,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
because we know it ain't really from the Prince Facebook page. So, but anyway, give me that look. Um, this week, 20 years ago, marks when Prince dropped the Rainbow Children.
Oh wow.
20 years ago this week.
It was 20 years ago, eh?
Hey, Naveen.
G'day. 20 years ago.
Thank you, SP.
Man, that was one of my best concerts ever. That's where I saw Prince.
Haven't gotten here,
Ever told you
Thomas.
that story?
I thought you'd been to a Prince thing long before that, though.
No. So here's the deal. We were in the fan club. So he said that, and he was
That's
playing
right.
at the what do you call it? The symphony hall, right? So the fan club could come in early and watch the rehearsal. So we get in, and there's like 2 or 3 rows of us, just a fan club. We got there early, and we're sitting there, and the band is playing, and it's like band playing, and we're kind of like, cool. This is really awesome to see the rehearsal. And then they stopped, and then all of a sudden, from behind us, he goes, "Do it again." And it was like, oh shit, Prince
Oh,
is
you
right
were really
there.
close to him.
Yeah, he was like 3 rows behind us, and he just snuck in. Nobody. It was like, how they have all these stories about him just appearing. That was one of those. It was crazy. I'll never
Like
forget
in
that.
thin air, he just showed up.
Just a thin air. And then the funny thing is, it's like we all look back at him, but then we turn back and look forward. It's like we don't want to. Don't stare at him. I mean, everybody too. Without nobody freaked out totally. It was crazy. It was really, it was very princey.
Very princey. I like
Princess,
that.
whatever. Yeah, it's very. Anyway, go
Prince
ahead.
like.
So yes, Rainbow Children.
I still think that's one of the most underrated of his albums. That's
Absolutely.
the song Rainbow Children. Every time I hear it, just blows me away. It is so different than anything else that he had ever put out up to that point.
Absolutely.
It was great. Oh my god, that was great. Anyway, we could call this
We
watching Prince if we
diverge.
go too far. Yeah. Watching Amazon and beyond. And it's Black Friday. Any initial thoughts before I pull out some numbers?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I, from what I've heard today, let's see what your numbers are. But from what I've heard today, it's been a good day, but they're flaking between real numbers from last year and numbers from 2019 and beyond. You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see what they're saying. And I mean, hey, it's early in the day, so we'll get real numbers over the weekend. But yeah, go ahead. What you got?
One of the more interesting things about the numbers this time around, over the last several years, at least 3, I guess, Adobe has been putting out kind of like real-time numbers about what's going on, what's being sold, all that through their Adobe Digital Index. And I get these emails. I'm getting, I think, at least 2 a day since Thanksgiving, or maybe a couple days before Thanksgiving, kind of talking about what Adobe has been seeing. So I'm going to show you those.
Cool.
But there's a new company that's doing this now. So I never got anything from them before around these numbers. But all of a sudden, this week, Salesforce has been sending retail updates, which I found pretty fascinating. But they have their Commerce Cloud. They've got a lot of different retailers using it. And so now they're sending out numbers
in real
now,
time.
Yeah, I've gotten 2 emails today from Salesforce. Actually, I've only gotten 1 email so far from Adobe, and that was early this morning. But literally, let me see. Let me pull out the actual timestamp on the emails here. I got my last update from Salesforce at 2:00. And I had got my first update this morning from them at 9:16 a.m. And to be,
Okay.
and then Adobe sent 1 update so far today, and
That's
that
kind of
was at
early.
9:41. So they
AM.
both, yeah. So they both sent morning emails with
What did
numbers.
they say? Good morning. Wake up. I mean, what can
Yeah,
they say? That's
well, I'm going
weird.
to show you.
Okay.
But and then Salesforce sent one a couple hours ago. All right. So have you been looking at these numbers, at these kind of what people are saying is already taking place?
Yeah, I mean, I was watching, CNBC.
Okay, so
So
you might already know this. Do you know what they're saying was the sales for yesterday?
no, I have no idea.
You want to take a guess?
0?
You would be slightly off.
Okay. Well, hey, I was eating turkey. I don't care about them devils.
All
I
right.
was eating turkey.
I'm going to show you.
All right, let's see something.
I'm
Let's
going to
go.
show you the Salesforce number, the
Okay.
number that they said they got for yesterday's Thanksgiving Day only sales. If I can only find there it is. Okay, so here's what they said was spent yesterday. 5.8 billion. Oh, okay. So they're saying Black Friday shoppers have spent 5.8 billion in the US online as of 12 p.m. today. This is the latest one I got. This is the 2 p.m. number.
It's the 2 p.m. number from today. Yeah, okay.
From today. But
That's
you
not
notice
from
what
yesterday.
they say as of 12 p.m. So they sent the email at it too, but it's with numbers as of noon East Coast time.
Okay.
So that's 5.8 billion in the US online as of noon Eastern, up 7% compared to the same time last year.
Okay. So I mean, I've heard more numbers than that.
I've got more numbers, but I
Okay.
just wanted to show you this is what Salesforce said
At 12. All right.
as of noon Eastern.
Okay.
Now
Up 7.
Up 7%. Now this is what I'm going to get to. All right, so this is what Adobe said. Consumers spent 5.1 billion on Thanksgiving and are expected to spend 8.8 to 9.6 billion today.
Okay.
Those are good. Those are bad. Expect
Well, I mean, and who cares? I mean, honestly, I wish nobody spent anything on Thanksgiving. I'm happy that Walmart's closed, Target closed, so the numbers aren't going to be any comparable numbers, in my opinion. I wanted to get back to zero when everybody was closed on Thanksgiving.
What are you? Get off
I was
my
just
lawn.
No, not really. It's like, let somebody have a damn holiday without having to work. My
What
goodness.
have you been sleeping under a rock? That's not going to happen again.
I mean, Walmart stayed closed all day yesterday. Target stayed closed all day.
Wait a minute. Were their websites closed too?
Well,
Didn't catch
does this, that's no. I mean, of course, you could still
Yeah.
order stuff online. So this includes online sales?
You must not have read that first one.
No.
In the
I
U.S.
didn't.
online.
That was online. Okay.
That was online.
So
Yes.
the next one didn't say online though.
It didn't, but I'm assuming that it is online.
When one assumes.
Well, it's called the Adobe Digital Index. It's called that for a reason.
Well, I'm okay. So if this is online spend and it was on the low end of prediction, that's interesting. I don't know. Maybe
So it was in the low end of the range, but at least
predicted.
it was in the range.
Right. Okay.
And it says, however, spend for Thanksgiving was still a notable uptick over average daily spend levels, with shoppers spending $3.5 million on average per minute on Thanksgiving Day. Yeah, that's all nine.
They say it's a notable uptick, but I don't know what the note is.
I don't either.
Yeah, I mean
but it's notable.
Okay, it's good. Hey, buddy, like I said, hey, there's no retail brick and mortar open, so maybe people go to online. I don't know.
3.5 million per minute online on Thanksgiving. That's a lot of spending, man.
A lot of spending.
Yeah.
That's where people are. That's what they're doing while their turkeys are baking.
Yeah, or we're watching
while you're making your gravy.
Football game with a mobile device in hand, buying stuff.
Yeah. Me and my peeps were having a discussion, another divergence to the other. But why do we have Detroit on as the first game every year?
It's only because of tradition. It goes back to the 40s.
It goes
when
back
they
to
were
the
actually
40s.
good. Detroit used to be good.
No, I can't believe that. No, are you sure? We have to look that up. I need verification.
Have you ever heard of Bobby Night Train Lane?
Maybe I've heard the Night Train.
Wait a minute, I'm getting confused. It's Dick Night Train Lane, and Bobby. They used to have a really good quarterback in the 40s, Bobby something.
Okay, so they put them on back in the 40s.
Yeah, they were the first ones to have it.
Really, before the Cowboys, huh?
The Cowboys weren't even a team until 1960.
Wow. But I mean, has it been going on since then? Damn.
Yes.
Wow. Did not know.
The first Dallas Thanksgiving game, I believe, is 1966. So you were already about 10 or 11 by then.
Oh, well, then that means you were 15. So you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So thanks for that.
That answer. It's tradition. They stink, but it's tradition.
Yes, they do. But it's okay. Since they stink, you don't have to watch it all while you're basting the turkey.
Oh, especially when they play the Bears, who are not all that great either. So it's like a throwaway game.
Yeah.
Now the Dallas game, that was very entertaining.
That was good.
That was very entertaining. I really like the outcome of that one too.
Yeah. We was happy they got beat, eh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. At home. Always fun. Always fun.
Got a chance to even see Jerry Jones see that
Sitting
smile
there.
just
In front of his grandkids or great grandkids or whoever.
Well,
it was just, but it's just, Yeah, it's fun.
All right. Are we done digressing?
Yes, I'm glad you told me that because my nephew asked. I was like, I don't know, maybe so you could see the great running back they used to have. I don't know. I didn't know
How do
what
you
it
see
was.
the great running back they used to
I'm
have?
saying that's when they started. You know, when he was playing. What's his name?
Are you talking
Uh,
about Tony Dorsett or
no, not the. I'm talking about the first team, the Lions.
Detroit?
Yeah, what's his name?
You know
The
about Barry
greatest running back.
Sanders?
Yeah, he was the greatest running back. It was the only time you would ever get to watch him. You know, what do you? I mean, he had like one playoff game. I mean, that's horrible.
They won one playoff game, I think.
That's really horrible when you think about it. He's the
It
greatest
really
running
was.
back, but he has no rings, no championships, none of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Now I'm done.
Yeah, sure now.
I've had my fill.
All right.
So,
Let's see some more numbers here.
so he wants to know what Thanksgiving spend was last year. I don't know.
See, I get so confused because they put out these numbers, and some of them are just for individual days, some of them for like the whole
The
holiday
whole
season.
week. Yeah.
Because then there's Cyber Monday's going to have its number.
And the thing is, whose number are they? So you got
Two of them.
who's the newcomer?
Well, Salesforce. They're
So
putting
you
their
got
number out.
Salesforce numbers, but who are they comparing it to? 7% over whose number? It wasn't your damn number.
They're not comparing them to anything because, well, I guess it does says up 7% compared to the same time last year.
Whose number?
Maybe they did it last year too. They did it last year. I just didn't get the email last year.
I don't know. And you know what? Is this projected data or is this data that's limited to their scope? So people that use
They must all be getting some sort of data, not just relying on their own. Because look, Adobe said 5.1, they're saying 5.8.
Yeah, they're kind of
we
close.
Get a range.
We get a range. Okay.
Yeah,
so that's what we're getting, Thomas. We're getting a range.
Right.
And last year, you just take this year's and minus 7%.
Now,
and look at all the spamming, yes.
If I wanted to, I could go through the emails and get last year's, but I don't really.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, okay, so it's up slightly from last year.
Yeah. Now,
I mean, that's I don't know that's not that telling to me.
It doesn't tell you anything.
I'm just saying it's basically flat as far as I'm concerned for now.
Well, 7% is not insignificant.
Yeah, but 7% over a pandemic year is kind of like you could do that sleeping. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird.
No, wouldn't you think that a pandemic year would have had a big increase over the year previous? So
absolutely.
Then a year after the
see, we don't know that number either. Because here's the thing.
Actually do.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, last year, pandemic year, a lot of people knew they didn't have to do extended family shopping because you're not going to be, in town with the people. So a lot of people, them third cousins, you wasn't buying them nothing. But since you were sitting in a room with them, you had to get them a knickknack, So I think there was some pullback a little bit. But online, of course, I don't know. It's so weird now.
Actually, I think I might have something that might.
You looked it up?
Yeah, let me see if I can pull this up real quick because I think I have a number that might surprise you. Then let me see if I can share this. I absolutely have a number that I think you're going to be kind of surprised. All right, so we do this. Share screen. Yeah. Okay, so let me bring this guy up because I think you're going to be surprised. All right. So, do you want to take a guess?
Yes.
I have a slide here that says that tracked the number of Americans who say they're not planning on any holiday related spending. And it's
0.
going back to 2011. So this is a 10-year chart that tracks how many Americans say they ain't spending a jack. So, what number do you think that is? What percentage of Americans saying I'm not buying a damn
This
thing?
year, last year, what do you mean on average? Which one?
Just give me
Just
this
on
year.
average, how many people do I think don't do any holiday spending?
These are folks who said they do not plan on doing any holiday related spending. What percentage of Americans say that?
I'm going to say 1 in 5, so 20%.
Ooh, okay. All right. Let me see. Let me show this to you. And is that your final number?
That's my final answer. Regis, lock it in. Remember, good old Regis.
Yeah, I remember. Why is this not looking right? Where is? Oh, okay. This is what I need to do.
You can just tell me. It's okay.
No, I want to. I got this pretty slide, and here it is.
Oh. 12%. Okay, this is good.
Yeah, but see, the reason I wanted this slide is you said
20.
Well, not just the 20, but look at the trend. 2 years ago was only like 3%. This year it's almost 4 times that.
Yeah, and it's more than double that said it last year. I think there's a trend to get out of this gift giving nonsense.
It feels like it would have made sense the jump from 2019 to 2019, 2019 to 2020. That makes sense because everything was so shut down, and that probably meant less people were going to shop because they didn't want to do the online thing. They're used to going out and buying stuff, but because they couldn't get out, they didn't buy anything. But this year, more people are able to get out. And look what it's still doubled from last year, more than doubled from last year.
Yeah.
So even though more people can get out, more people are saying, I'm not buying anything. I don't care if I can get out.
I'm not falling for the okie doke anymore.
So what do you think that's all about? To me, I
You
find
know
that
what?
really interesting.
I think it could be a lot of different things. It could be a lot of different things. I mean, if you just look at the difference between young people when we were young versus where they are now. I mean, when I was, in my early 30s, pretty much all my friends were either married or really hooked up, and it's like all the kids that I've got, they ain't even trying to get hooked up right now, and they're, my 24-year-old, 30-year-old and 31-year-old, all single, flying mingle, so I'm, what I'm saying? It's just, and traditions are different. They're just a little different.
Thomas has a great question. What was going on back in 17 or 18 and 19?
Well, I mean, 18 and 19, you're seeing the decrease. And then I think 20, you're seeing the percentages of them that said what was going on. Who knows?
It seemed like it was pretty high up until 17. Then this dramatic drop off.
It could be the economy. That's another thing. The economy started getting, better and better for those few years.
But if it's getting better and better, what you think people would spend more?
Spend more. Yeah. The lower it is, the more they're spending.
I don't know, man. It's
you see what I'm saying? 15, 16, 17, they're spending less. Then it goes to 18, 19, 20. 1 and 20, they were spending more. Now 21, they're spending less.
Yeah, but it seems like the economy is in much better position this
You
year
know
than it
what?
was last
I,
year.
I don't want to say I don't want to say the economy. I want to say consumer sentiment is better, not the economy, because the economy is a real thing. Consumer sentiment is a whole nother
It seems like
ballpark.
more people have jobs. More people are choosier about the jobs that they want to do,
Yep.
and that all points to a much better economy to me. Now we got
Yeah.
this inflation stuff, which look. I'm not an economist. I'm just speculating. It doesn't feel like it's a long term thing here. It feels like people have jobs, people have a little bit more income, and they want to buy stuff, but because they were under this cloud for the last year or so, they cut back, and now that they have some money, they want to buy, but the
Or
supply chain and this whole
or they
thing.
realize that that just doesn't matter.
No, I don't. No, I don't think it's that.
That's what I think. I absolutely think that.
I
I think
I think it's
I think
people
2020 made
people
us
want to buy
recognize.
stuff.
No, people. I think people don't want to buy stuff. I think people have recognized, that spending frivolously and going into debt over the fourth quarter is just not the cool thing to do anymore. And I think what you're seeing in 2021 is, even though, yes, the economy's good, yes, they've got some money, but are we going to go into debt over this Christmas tradition of spending? I think it's passe. It's just not happening the way it's going to, and it's not going to go back. And I think that's what a lot of retailers are worried about, because you got this on one front and then you got Amazon on the backside, and you got two big headwinds that are really hurting online, or not online retailers as much, but just retail in general. The pie is not as big as it once was over the fourth quarter. We'll see, though.
I take a completely different
Viewpoint.
position on that.
And so you think people really are looking to spend, and that number is just a little bit shocking, the percentage of them that say they don't.
The more this last year, which was a lot of uncertainty, I guess year and a half, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of people out of work, a lot of people couldn't afford to do things.
Who's out of work?
Are you kidding? Have you
This
looked
year?
at the? No, I'm talking about the last year.
Right, but we're talking about this year, how it's more than doubled of the people that say they're not going to spend.
No, but I'm saying there are a lot more people now have jobs. A lot less people are looking for jobs than they were last year, which
Right.
means people got some income.
Right, but they still say 12% not spending on Christmas.
Well, I think that's because part of it is that this supply chain thing, and all you're hearing about shortages, some of the stuff that people want, they can't get. And some people are willing to pay certain amounts of money to get it if they can get it. We didn't have the same problem last year. The problem was it took you a little longer to get stuff, but you got it. Now it's like you can't get certain stuff.
I mean, everybody's talking about the supply chain and not being able to get, but what's missing right now? I hear electronics, but here you got your damn laptop. I don't know anybody that's sitting there going like, man, I wanted an Apple, MacBook Pro, and I couldn't get one. What's missing? Every year, now granted, every year you're not going to be able to get the new PlayStation. We already know that's going to happen. So I'm like wondering, what's missing? What are Barbie? What's missing from the holiday shopping?
All the stuff that's sitting in the Suez Canal, apparently.
There's plenty of stuff sitting out there. That's true. But yeah. I haven't seen. Well, they're saying that we're going to have and let's be realistic. This is kind of the first day of the holiday shopping season, right? So,
well, they've been trying to kickstart it for the last week.
absolutely. For the last month, since
last month.
Halloween, but, and I think a lot of people have gotten their shopping done, but those same people are going to see some crazy deals and shop again, you know? So shopping
I
early
think
doesn't
so.
necessarily get you out of shopping. It just
But
makes you shop more.
that brings me back to the point of that slide. I it's kind of funny to see that people are saying, I'm not going to spend this money on holiday. And most of them, there are more people with jobs now than last year.
Yes.
There's a lot more money. Now, one thing that I could think of
Ah,
is, remember they were getting that unemployment.
checks. Yeah, they
Yeah,
were
those
getting
checks were
checks.
coming in. Now they cut that out.
They cut out the checks. They've cut out this, what we have, that other check,
Oh,
and
the stimulus
the
stuff. Yeah, that's
stimulus
gone.
checks. I'm sure they're going to bring that back then.
Well,
Watch
they
for a
got this
return of the stimulus.
Build Back Better thing. If that's
Yeah.
supposed to help with some of that, I guess. But it's not there.
Right now.
So maybe that's what's showing up in that number is the stimulus checks are gone. The unemployment benefits are gone. So maybe that's reason. I don't know.
It could be, or you could just have bad kids. I ain't getting them shit this year.
Please send all comments to Colorize. That one.
Canceling Christmas.
Well, how has it been so far? I mean, this is just for you. You guys are selling stuff. All right, what have you noticed just personally about what you guys are doing?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't even paid any attention, man. This is not my year. You know that. This is not my season. My season comes in January. But we did have some pretty brisk weeks the 2 weeks prior. So this November should be very good for us. We'll see. I haven't even looked or logged in today. That's like,
wow.
I mean, Cyber Monday is a better day for us. You know what I mean? We're cyber people. Kind of, yeah, there, we're back in. You know what I'm saying? So usually it's kind of slow on Friday.
So what are your expectations for Monday?
I expect us to set a record. Not us personally, but just e-commerce definitely to set a record on Cyber Monday. I'm almost hesitant because you know how I get, but I'm hesitant to say it's going to be like an outstanding record. Just because of some of the things you mentioned, and I think some of this has already been baked in to the weeks before. So maybe unless there's just some amazing deals, But hey, I got a ginormous television set. It's like ridiculous. On Black Friday, doorbuster this morning.
How much? I mean, what size? And how much did it cost?
It's a 70.
Wow.
I mean, it is enormous.
Is it a smart TV?
Well, yeah, everything's smart now. It's smart. It's 4K. It was the Walmart. It was the Walmart doorbuster special. Guess now. I'm going to make you guess. 70-inch smart Roku TV, 4K. How much?
70 inches. I haven't bought a TV in about 10 years, so I'll say it's their special.
What the hell?
$500.
Good guess. Not bad. It's 400.
Okay.
Not bad. 400. All I know is we bought our first flat screen was $2,200, probably like 6 years ago, something like that. And just to be able to get something this, and it looks good. It feels like I'm in a movie theater now. It does feel good. It's kind of nice. Matter of fact, that's why I keep looking this way because I'm looking at that ginormous TV. It's ridiculous. Nice. Dude, $400. It was a no-brainer. and I think we were lucky to grab it.
Well, Thomas asks, would Amazon Day be a factor?
In Cyber Monday,
Or
no,
the numbers that we just saw?
I don't think so, because like you were asking, what about 18 and 19, and they had it in 18 and 19. So Amazon's been running that special for a while now. And last year they ran it late in the year. So it kind of almost bumped up against the holiday season because it was in early October. Normally it's in July, June, July, somewhere in there. Right. And then last year they because of the COVID and everything, they pushed it off. Then they decided to run one. They did it in October. And we thought that would possibly affect Cyber Monday, Christmas holiday, and it really didn't. It just amped it up even more. So I don't think that's a factor right now.
Okay. Any last thoughts? Because I got something.
I want to see what else you got. No.
Oh, okay.
I'm done. I'm good.
All right. Let me ask you this before I show you this. Have you ever heard of Pinpoint Software?
No.
A company called
Maybe. Maybe. Kind of sounds familiar. What do they do?
You want to take a guess as to what they do?
They make pens.
No, that's not it.
Oh darn! I was close though, right?
Yeah. No.
What is Pinpoint Software? Go for it.
Okay, it's marketing automation software.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah.
How unique.
Well, yeah, it's funny that you hadn't heard of it. Hey,
not really. I mean, there's a lot of marketing.
No, quite. I was going to say,
come on.
I had heard of it before this article, and I kind of try to keep up with this stuff, but I had never heard of it before. But there's a parent company that is actually, the company that a lot of us know quite a bit about, that actually owns this.
It has to be Amazon. This is the Amazon show.
Well, you would be right. And this is where it gets fun. So, this article came out today, earlier this morning. Guess who Amazon thought pretty hard about buying in the marketing automation space, because their own internal audit found that nobody uses Pinpoint. And so they are not a big player in this huge enterprise software space, even though they offered this thing, and I had never even heard of it before.
Okay. So they wanted to buy HubSpot.
And HubSpot's, now this is their current valuation, $38 billion. But they were looking at them to buy them this past summer.
Mm-hmm.
Could you have imagined Amazon buying HubSpot? What if they had done that? What would your reaction been if you found out that Amazon bought HubSpot?
Man, they're buying data.
Not just data, though.
No, but I'm saying that's what they want.
I think they wanted something that people would actually use, which would create even more data.
I mean, that would be like a cherry on top. But HubSpot data is pretty, it's pretty good for a company like Amazon. I mean, you think about it, right? All the things that all the small businesses, especially that free HubSpot service, just all these Shopify stores and stuff, you're going to get all that data and not have to buy into Shopify.
What
That's
was
some
funny
very
about
competitive data there.
this is my buddy Ron Miller over at TechCrunch. He actually saw what I posted when I saw this article, and he said, "Hey, this is some good reporting here." I had actually written about Pinpoint in 2016, but had completely forgotten about it, which goes to show how little Amazon was pushing it. I am amazed that they had something like this. Ron had forgotten about it, and I didn't even remember it. Period.
But why? Okay.
It is pretty amazing. But I think, the guy who took over for Jassy, let me get rid of this because I don't, need to see all that stuff. The guy that came in that took over AWS for Jassy when he ascended to the throne was Adam Silipsky, who was originally at Amazon for years before leaving Amazon, then becoming the CEO of a company called Tableau, which also got acquired by Salesforce a few years back, I think for about 16 billion. And guess what? That kind of shows that he knows the enterprise software space, right?
Mm.
So maybe him coming back to take the helm at AWS is about getting in on this huge enterprise software market. And marketing automation is one of the hugest pieces.
You know what? Reese's
What?
Pieces. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not feeling this. I mean, how long have they had it?
I don't know, but he said it came on. I don't know if it was something that they built because they had an internal need. Because I went to the website. Let's see if I can bring this up. Amazon. Okay, let me see if I can bring this up. There's the website. Multi-channel marketing
Amazon
communication
Pinpoint.
service.
All right, let's see if this is the same.
Oh, what, you got something?
No, I want to see if it's the same thing as that something I've been reading. But go ahead.
Amazon Pinpoint is a flexible and scalable outbound and inbound marketing communications service. You can connect with customers over channels like email, SMS, push, voice. It's easy to set up,
What?
easy to use. You know what this feels like to me?
What?
Amazon Chime. No, unless you interact with Amazon folks, you never really see anybody using it.
Oh, you mean in terms of it's a brand awareness kind of
It's
thing.
a video conferencing software that nobody knows about outside of Amazon folks.
Right.
So this feels
you
like
want
that.
to talk to Amazon people, they'd be like, here's the Chime. I'm like, oh, why am I using that?
This is what it feels like. It's like it's another thing that Amazon has that some people don't have a clue as that they have this.
It looks pretty interesting, but if you think about it, like you said, Jassy ran AWS. This is an AWS tool, so he could be more aware of the capabilities, where it's going. So I don't know.
I just find it so fascinating that they have this, and guys like Ron Miller and me and even Thomas. This is something that never crosses our mind
because it's not, above the fray right now.
But they have it, and marketing automation is one of the hottest enterprise software pieces there is. It's just amazing to me that they have it, but they don't seem to be. It's like it's there, and if you're able to find it, it might be something that's really good. I don't know because I haven't looked at it. Maybe I'll take a deep dive.
But there's so much inside of there that's like that, though.
I think it's because Amazon is such a vast thing at this point, and there's so many things underneath the thing.
Of course.
But
It's the cloud, man.
But look, if they're able to, let's just assume, because I have no idea. I've never taken a look at this. What if this is some really killer stuff? Like,
It
what if
probably
this is great?
No, it probably is some really killer stuff. It's probably really pretty great. Probably, major service providers such as Hulu or,
There's a
uh,
couple of the customers.
Uber or some of those big customers are using it already, like Coinbase. That's a big one, are using this features already. And it's not necessarily something I need to tell everybody about. When they have the need, it's there. When they start looking through the cloud services and they use it. I mean, there's so many things that AWS has inside of it that nobody pays any attention to.
Well, but this kind of then illustrates a lack of understanding of how to sell to enterprise folks who need who are spending billions upon billions of dollars on CRM, on marketing automation, on Salesforce automation, on customer service. And if you have this stuff,
Right.
Why wouldn't you let people know?
Well, let's put it like this. If it's just, a functionality that's available inside, that's one thing versus actually selling to and supporting the end user.
But let's go back to the Business Insider article where it says internal people said, look, we may have to buy something on the outside because what we have ain't getting it done.
Ain't getting what done? Functionality or awareness?
Whatever it is.
Right.
It ain't
That's the
done.
key. What's the it?
Well, look, let's look at it like this. Amazon should have no shortage of resources to promote something that works good, that works for the enterprise. Maybe this doesn't. I don't know. It just feels like, why do you have this and you're not promoting it in a market that is so hot?
So, okay. But I mean, whoever came to you and sold you SES. Yeah, exactly. So SES is Amazon's email service, right? But you don't know about it. You just know it if you're in there. And it's like, oh, okay. So a lot of large enterprise, I don't know, maybe not the old school enterprise, but a lot of, usage from SES is in that freaking thing. But you don't know about it unless you're inside of there. You're not seeing great commercials about Amazon simple email service, SES. You should be there. You don't see that kind of thing.
Yeah, but you see Salesforce and Microsoft and other enterprise softwares doing commercials aimed at the enterprise spot for things like CRM, Salesforce automation, marketing automation. It's just weird that if they do have something that this market is trying to get, but they're not making it easy to say, hey, we've got this. I mean, one of the things that stood out when I came to this page, top blog posts.
Top blog post.
Yeah. You see it's you see it right in the middle of the page.
Yeah. Okay. Top blog post. Yeah.
Look what the latest top blog post was.
2003. It's like, no, it's 2020. Jesus. I don't have my glasses on, bro.
Yeah, please.
Doing my eyes. Yeah, 2020.
So I'm saying it just feels like.
But that's that's what I'm saying. That's not the game they're playing.
Well, I think maybe if they were thinking about buying a $38 billion market cap company, they must be thinking about it now.
Yes. And they're thinking about it simply to buy the data and the customers and maybe the support team.
But that doesn't,
to put that on top of this.
This is not a consumer play as much as it is an enterprise play.
Okay, so are you saying how will HubSpot help them in the enterprise level?
Well, HubSpot is one of those brand names in marketing automation that everybody knows.
They know it, but they're not like enterprise.
They're more mid-market than enterprise. That's a good point. But a lot of AWS customers are kind of the SMB to mid-market, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just feels like if they have it, why
Flaunt it.
not push it more?
But I agree. All I'm saying is they have several of those.
Okay, granted, they have several of those, but how many of those is in a total addressable market of about
It's
50
huge.
to 75 billion a year?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I get it there. That market is huge. It's I don't know, man.
My boy John.
All right. Good for you.
There it is.
That's all right. That's all
Combine
right.
HubSpot CRM with the power of Amazon.
For the
That's
selling.
another thing. See, Thomas brings a great point. What about helping that army of SMB sellers
Yeah.
with a
That's
tool
what.
like that?
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. That would be great. Although,
Uh-huh.
although that is the last thing Amazon wants you to do as a small business seller. Contact your customer. That's the last thing they want you to do.
You have like a contact database where you don't know their email address.
Yeah, exactly. So if you can send an email to our customers on our behalf, and we've got a tool for you.
That's kind of funny.
That is funny.
But
Yeah, they will own that data. Yes.
but it's really interesting to get that little insight that they've had this thing sitting out there since at least 2016, since Ron Miller. That's where he goes back to it.
How much they pay for it?
I don't know. Maybe we have to find that out.
That might be the big thing. It's like, we got it for $500,000.
They look at it for something cheap. If they bought this thing at the latest 5 years ago,
Yeah, it is cheap.
It cost them nothing.
It was cheap. That's probably part of it.
But if they're still thinking and they have to go and look at, because it's not just about the functionality for HubSpot, it's about the brand and the customers, of course, but it's the brand. Because if they already have functionality, the Pinpoint has all the functionality that they think they need to offer, then they wouldn't need to really buy HubSpot because they've got tons of money they can throw at this thing for promotional. There's something more to do. It is the customer base, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And the data.
The data.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me see. Amazon Pinpoint. This is an article from December 2016 where Amazon was introducing Amazon Pinpoint. Today we're launching Pinpoint, a new service that makes it easy to run targeted campaigns to improve user engagement. Pinpoint helps you understand your users' behavior, define who to target, and what messages to send, when to deliver them, and track the results of the campaign. Man,
it sounds like email marketing.
Yeah, and then another thing it says in another area, it's talking about when to choose the email versus the Pinpoint. So that's kind of interesting. This is crazy.
It just reminds me so much of the Chime story. Because I remember, did we talk about it years ago?
When it first came out, Jeffrey Alexander Brathwaite introduced us to that. And it was like, okay.
And I thought, oh, wow, this is great. They're doing this. They're getting into this market. And then nothing happened.
Something happened. Zoom took it over.
But that was,
the same time. They were at the same dang time.
But Zoom really didn't take over until this pandemic kicked in. Then it just took off.
It did take off for the regular everyday, but Zoom was already becoming the choice using app at that, even before that. Zoom was just so simple.
Simple. But I would say that
Man, thanks for checking. I'm going to check this out.
what?
I mean, this pinpoint thing, there's no minimum fee, no setup cost, and no fixed monthly cost based on your total user pool.
You
Look
know
at
what?
that.
I'm gonna have to
Oh
get a
my
brief
gosh.
because this is really starting to. If they're willing to pay or at least talk about paying 38 billion,
No, they're not going to talk to you about this.
no, they're not gonna. But I want to know what it is, what it has, because if it has the right stuff, they wouldn't need to spend 38 billion
Well,
on
there
that.
you go. All you got to do is go back to 2020 and see who that guy that wrote it was. And maybe you can get an in there. I don't know.
It's just interesting to me that
It is crazy.
because it just brings back so many memories of Chime.
You
Because
keep talking about this Chime. How
because
you were
when I
on to
initially
Chime,
saw
huh?
it,
You was on
I was
it.
like, oh man,
That was pretty
this
cool,
makes-
huh?
although I didn't think it was necessarily pretty cool, but I was like, Amazon has it. This is another piece to the puzzle. And then it just kind of was just there. Maybe there are folks that are using it.
No, not only did that when it first came out, it was very. I remember we had to sign up for it, and it was looking like it was going to be a direct to consumer type tool, and then they removed parts of that, and then it didn't look like it. It looked like an enterprise kind of tool. You remember that at all?
I remember being hyped up for about a couple of weeks.
Well, that's normal.
And but I didn't stay hyped up because it just didn't go anywhere. And really, up until last year, I hadn't done a Chime in 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, who uses Chime?
Only other Amazon people.
Exactly.
I don't know. I've never been on a Chime outside of that initial test we did years ago with anyone that wasn't affiliated or associated.
I think that's what
Amazon.
it was. It was free. Now and then they put a paid version on top of it, and it was heavily
that
paid.
Makes sense,
no, like
that's
heavily
what Zoom
paid.
did.
No, like heavily paid. It wasn't like $14 a month.
I don't know. I
cannot remember, man. This thing it's and now it says it's free. Anyway, whatever.
It's just very interesting that Amazon was thinking enough, I guess, seriously enough for that article to go up like that about buying something as expensive as HubSpot is in terms of their market value. And I don't know. I will make a prediction.
Yeah.
If they're very serious,
Uh-huh.
because there's not a lot of those kind of companies like HubSpot that has a brand, that has a customer base, that has enough sales, they bring up a market cap of 38 billion, that could have significant impact. Something that you would think a company like Amazon would want. They don't just want to buy a little bit player. They would want to buy something.
Not necessarily. I mean, Amazon will buy something small and grow it. Come on.
Yeah, but this is not the market where you need to do that. You wouldn't be looking at HubSpot if you could.
How much is HubSpot? How much did they say it was?
Market cap 38 billion.
I mean, they made that while we were on this call, bro. Come on.
What's been their biggest? Whole Foods was their biggest purchase, right?
I think
like
so.
18 billion
at the time,
like
yeah, absolutely.
That's a huge step up. Wow, that just hit me. HubSpot is twice as valuable as Whole Foods?
Yeah, on paper.
Wow. That's amazing.
On paper. But it's got all those customers and all that data.
38 billion. I literally saw
are they
this
like
company
in talks? Who knows?
No,
the fact
I think
that
it
it's
was
even out there, you never know.
It sounded like it was just an internal discussion. It doesn't sound like it moved much further than that.
Okay. Well, you need to call up your boys over at HubSpot and let's see what's going on.
Amazing. That company, 2 people. That was, when I first saw them. Now they're worth that. Anyway, wow, that was a
And
good one. We went over time on that one.
oh, okay. Well, we gotta get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Got
Anyway,
things to do.
before we go out of here, this news today about this stupid
Oh, the
COVID
new variant.
variant could be the Grinch that stole Christmas.
Omicron. Isn't that what they call it? The
Yeah,
Omicron?
Omicron, whatever
Something.
that is. I guess that's
It's really
it's
just
a Greek
draining.
letter. It is draining. It's so annoying. And I got international people coming here for Christmas, and who knows,
Well,
man, this could all shut
I
down.
hope they're not coming
international.
from South Africa. 'cause
No, but I
think
mean, you never know. All you got to do is have it break out in one other place, and then it'll be like, well, you can't turn that place on anymore. So
this is why I'm so hesitant to travel. 'Cause I wouldn't want to get caught
caught.
in some foreign place where they do something like this.
Whatever, Brent.
I'm serious.
It
It's like
ain't
my
that
worst
bad.
nightmare.
It ain't that bad, man. It ain't that bad. Trust me.
I want to be home.
They will let you get home.
I don't want to be in some foreign country sick. I've done
You'll
that
never,
once before.
you'll never see it
Don't
like
wanna do that
2020
again.
again. Oh yeah, where were you when you got sick?
I was in Madrid
Oh yeah.
and
Wow.
got sick as a dog.
Wow. That's
And I
you
couldn't
probably-
speak the language. I was completely dependent on folks at the event.
Well, you gotta have Google Translate now, so you ain't gotta worry. That's all you need is an internet connection.
So it was a good Thanksgiving.
Amazing. I had a Popeyes chicken. I mean a Popeyes chicken, Popeyes turkey.
Oh, a fried turkey?
I got a fried turkey from Popeyes. It was awesome.
How much did they run?
About $60, between 55, 60, 50, 60 bucks, somewhere in there. I think it was $56 plus tax. So 60 something bucks. But I mean, hey, it was the right size, and all you have to do is defrost it and put it in the oven for an hour and a half and you're ready to go. So
Nice.
I know. I mean, it's gonna cost me $25 to get a raw turkey. Double that, and it's already cooked and it has flavor. And I was like, oh man, I'm happy. I was happy. I might not ever do anything else.
I bet that makes for a nice fried turkey sandwich the next day.
Oh, bro, I just ate one before we went on air. Don't get me started. I make the Thanksgiving sandwich, so I'm gonna freak you out, right? But you put the turkey, mayonnaise, of course, you gotta do the mayonnaise. Then the turkey, dressing, cranberry. Oh my God. And I don't even like cranberry. I only like it on that sandwich. Turkey sandwich, man.
Well,
Thanksgiving Day sandwich.
we better let you go before the coma sets in.
All right.
Are you on the road next week?
No, I'm in town. Yeah, I'm in town.
All right.
I was thinking about going somewhere. Friends trying to get me to go to Mexico, but I'll be damned if I go now.
All I can say is adios.
No, sir. I will be right here. So if you need me, give me a call, folks.
And on that note, why would you ever need this man?
Whatever. Deuces.
All right. I guess that's what that means.
Yes.
Whatever. We'll see you next week.
Later.